Yo, what's up guys? Welcome back to another YouTube video of Any Given Fun Day. This is our second one on the channel. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe. Make sure you hit that bell notification so you know every single time that we upload a video. We appreciate everyone's love and support on this. We're going to be bringing you guys a lot more content coming up soon. We finally got the mic so you can finally hear me better. Be sure to also like, comment, and rate on our podcast as well on Apple Podcasts. And make sure to hit that download button. We really appreciate everyone's support here. T-shirts coming soon. Be ready for that and let the fun days roll, baby.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of the one and only, and I'm going to say it every time, right? And I'm going to say the same start every time, too. Any Given Fun Day.
I think we're always going to be the one and only, but I love that you say it every time. It gets my heart going, you know?
I'm glad
it gives me a tingling feeling in my fingers or something.
I'll give you a tingling feeling. You just wait till after the show. But
my birthday was yesterday, dude. Come on.
Yeah, bro. I mean, talk about it. Talk about it.
It was
happy birthday, Ray.
I appreciate it. Thank you. It was a lot of fun, actually. My friends texted me and had this whole thing planned for me for a couple weeks, I guess. And they were like making sure everyone was texting me saying, "Oh, I wasn't gonna be able to make it," and like all this other stuff. So I thought I was just going to hang out with like two of my boys, and we were just gonna chill. I walk in and there's 15 people there for a surprise party for me. It was awesome, actually.
Really?
Yeah, no, it was a lot of fun. We played. I obviously couldn't drink, which sucked, but for reasons no one needs to really know about that doesn't already know.
Nothing bad though.
Nothing bad.
Yeah.
No, just
don't want them to get a sour taste in their mouth.
No, but yeah, it was a lot of fun. We played Pong for listened to music. I listened to Travis. I took a shot at midnight and rapped sicko mode. So I mean, what other kind of night would you expect from me, realistically? And then yesterday, on my actual birthday, we just had my family over, like my sister, brother-in-law, my other sister, my aunt Sue came over, and we just had some burgers, hot dogs, stuff like that. So it was a chill day.
Nothing better. This was a milestone birthday, right? 30.
Just because I look like it doesn't mean I'm actually 30.
And that gray in your beard, that's because
you're just chill, bro.
I'm just kidding, bro. I'm kidding. You look cute.
24. Still old though.
Yeah.
Did get to play some Warzone on my birthday. Caught a fat dub. I was happy about that.
Attaboy.
And then we actually had a game where we had 44 kills total, and we came in third.
Oof.
That was
Ray on his birthday.
That was a tough scene. We all had like, I think my one friend had 17, my other friend had 14. I had like 8 or 9. And my other friend had like 7 or 8.
Crazy. Can we make this happen tonight though? I feel like we've been off our grind. Kevin did tell me that he's going to.
Is Kevin okay? Kevin's not watching.
Kevin's back.
Blackhawks aren't on tonight, or
Hagbucks aren't playing.
Alright.
But I think it's time for Kevin to get back. I think we need a good Warzone run tonight.
Yeah.
Even if it's 4 games.
Oh no, yeah.
Something.
I'm down.
Let's talk. Let's talk fantasy football.
Yeah, it's exciting. Hopefully.
I think
we have high hope. We have high hopes for what it's going to bring. I mean, fantasy is always something that everyone loves every single year. It's it brings people together. You have parties for it at the start. You have parties for it at the end. It brings you together to watch football with your boys every weekend. It's a lot of fun, and we're hoping that the NFL will stick to its word and start up this year and be as successful as hopefully other leagues.
Well, I'm not going to brag here, but I mean, Kevin can vouch for me on this one, dude. I'm absolutely disgusting at fantasy football. Kev's shaking his head over there. He knows. Fantasy football is just my thing, and I feel like I'd be doing the people an injustice if I didn't get on this podcast and share my knowledge and my strategy. And hopefully my competitors don't listen to it, right? Because then they're going to be like, wow, I know how this kid plays now.
Everyone can attest to this for me who has ever been in a fantasy league with me. I start off really hot, and then my entire team gets injured. And then I end up losing and coming in like last place.
That's a classic. That's a classic Duncan Savage. Yeah,
I was actually doing really good last year, and I had probably the best team by just picking people up and getting really lucky with the people who I picked up. Became really good and top running back. I forgot who I picked up. It was one that was a top running back and a top wide receiver I got. And I already had like D-Hop and somebody else too. I can't remember my team exactly. But I ended up coming in like third place when I should have easily won the league. But it was the 2-week playoff thing. You know what I'm talking about? So I had like a really good week. And then it was like I think it was like week 15 or 16. I can't remember, but
Oh, so you had 2 weeks of a matchup.
yeah, but we did
That's
it. We did it so that it wasn't week 17 because obviously players sit and stuff like that. But unfortunate events. I've been getting way better though. I used to suck. I used to be really bad because I never really used to pay attention. Just pick the player who was at the top.
Yeah. We'll have to get into one. I feel like that'd be fun.
A Funday league. I've got like actually now that I don't have my one this year, I would probably only have like one or two.
Yeah.
So
Before I actually, dude, these
yeah, you got
guys,
some fire.
these guys, bro.
I mean the new LeBron James I don't even know who to call him.
Michael Jordan.
KD.
The new Michael Jordan.
The
of
new
ball.
face of the league. I mean, just put him on the logo already.
TJ Warren he's just on another level.
It had to be mentioned. I was gonna say I was surprised you didn't last.
I had to mention it.
I figured that it was gonna be because he only did it once,
right?
And now
he
just
just keeps
few times.
And he's got a huge game tonight. And I don't mean to break off, but dude, tonight's the night. Jimmy Butler and him. You remember that beef?
Yep.
I think we discussed that on the pod back in February.
Maybe. I don't even
The Jimmy
remember.
Butler TJ Warren beef is legit. And Jimmy was like, "Yo, you're out of my league, this and that." And so, this is going to be a juicy matchup tonight.
I'm excited.
That's going to be. I'm usually not like I haven't been too, focused in just because they're the playing games and like I'm watching and everything, but like I'm not giving it my full undivided attention. But tonight's going to be like laptop right here, Warzone with you guys right here.
All right, I'm in for that.
But let's do it. Let's talk fantasy football. PPR scoring first of all. The ranks that we have are based off PPR scoring, just so everybody's aware, because there's standard and then there's PPR, and PPR means that it's points per reception, so you get an extra like 0.5 points or 1 point when they catch the ball. This is for like a running back or like a wide receiver or tight end. But Ray, we'll go with the most important position on the football field to start. I know you're probably looking at it right now.
Yeah.
But let's rank quarterbacks. We'll rank our quarterbacks. We'll just kind of debate it a little bit. And if you like it, we stay with it. If you don't like it, we discuss.
Yeah. Well, this is based off of. Is this based off of?
This is just
ESPN
like
or
popular
CBS?
vote. It's just
okay.
not one ESPN, not CBS,
Okay.
not Yahoo, not whatever. It's just popular vote.
Okay.
So I kind of went through, looked at all of them, and consensus number one quarterback consensus.
And by the way, can we be clear here? This is not about how good we think they are as a player.
This is based on fantasy football because that there's somebody on there real
strictly.
Yeah,
I want to make that known. When we talk about certain people.
There's somebody very interesting, and then on the top of this list as a consensus, I think number 3, and we can fight about that one in a minute or two. But
yeah, we'll get to that part. But let's start with the man who came out of nowhere last year. He lit it up. Looks like it's gonna be another year of that. And he has even more weapons this year surrounding him with a ton of young talent, and this team's going to be looking, if not better, I think, than last year, and going to be improving off of everything that they were able to do last year and accomplish. And of course, I'm talking about the Ravens and Lamar Jackson. He is at the number 1 for overall points for quarterback this year. What do you think about that?
I think that's tough. With the first things you said, I'm like, ooh, it could be. There's Pat Mahomes, and then there's Lamar, and you say somebody who lit it up last year, and you're like, oh well, Pat Mahomes lights it up every time that he steps on the field. So you think about that at first, but then you dig into that as a fantasy fantasy player, and you say, shit, like you got to think about this, dude. Lamar led the league in rush, like as far as not rushing yards, but in yards per rush, I believe. Mm-hmm. He rushes over 20 yards. You name it. This dude, when you can have a quarterback that can run like that, and then you can have a quarterback that can also make these passes, even if they're not these super long passes. I really don't think that there's much to debate.
And here's the thing too: is a lot of people think about 3, 4, 5 years ago when we were playing fantasy football. Running was never. It was who can get Tom Brady or Aaron Rodgers, right? In the first 2 rounds, and then it was kind of everybody after that. But now with this evolving, that you can have. Lamar would have 100 passing yards last year, with 2 pass touchdowns in the red zone, and then have
40 rushing yards and a touchdown.
Not even like 100 rush yards with like, you know what I mean? Like 3 or 4 touchdowns.
Crazy, bro.
And it adds up so quickly with rushing because you see what running backs are doing and how important that they are because they get those receptions and they get the carries along with receiving touchdowns, rushing touchdowns compared to a wide receiver, why they're so much more important, right? So I think with that aspect, obviously Mahomes has that factor, but that's more of a, oh shit, I need to get out of the pocket. I don't have any other option. Yeah. He's looking to throw the football, right?
Right.
Lamar wants to do something.
Lamar's just a playmaker, and that's why he's number one.
Yeah, it's hard to debate him over Mahomes, but I think when it comes down to it, you need 25 passing yards to get 1 point.
Right.
You need 10 to get one 10
point. Rushing yards.
Yeah, 10 rushing yards to get 1 point.
There you go. I mean,
and I just feel
he
like
gets that once a drive.
Yeah.
All right, that means number one.
Yeah. I just think quarterbacks have gone down in how much you really need them. Unless you can get a Lamar Jackson or a guy like I would say I guess Pat Mahomes as well, who can light it up. You have to light it up. You have to light it up in one or the other.
And I'm not even going to get into the conversation. Pat Mahomes undisputed number 2. Mm-hmm. All right, I'm not even going to comment on it. I think there's it was 1 and 1A to begin with. But, now that they have Lamar as the consensus number 1, Pat Mahomes is the absolute consensus number 2. Because he can still run and he can throw. I'm not even going to get into it. If you have anything to say, though.
No, other than the fact that he will probably throw for, as long as he stays healthy.
Yeah.
So one thing that I'm worried about with him and Lamar is how much they run the football. We saw what would happen with RG3. I hope to God that we don't have another case of that in this man, in either of these guys. But Pat, obviously, but he came back and was better than he was before.
Right.
So, I mean, in that aspect, I wholeheartedly agree with you. I think he's going to be that 300 to 400 yard every single game, 4 to 5 touchdowns with how many threats that he has on the offensive, especially with that new running back. I think it's
Clyde Edwards-Helaire.
Yeah, something along those lines. I think he's going to have an even more of an impact to that offense.
And Damian Williams opted out, but
yeah, but still, you add a whole nother element of offense to them. I mean, people are very, very high on him from what I've seen.
Cheers. 3. Oh my god! I already know it. I'm bumping him down. I mean, I can't bump him down because I think that he does have all the right pieces, but it's Dak Prescott. I mean, you know how I feel about Dak Prescott.
We have mutual. I mean,
he's on the Funday hate list. Like, he really is. I mean, like, we don't talk nice about him.
It's not because of him. You know what I mean? It's not because of who he is as a guy.
It's just
I don't mind him as a guy.
It's the way that people perceive him as a player, and the way that no, he's a good guy. Good guy.
You play in Dallas, you got to win.
Yep.
Point blank. Period. You have to win. With the team that you have assembled around you, you put. I don't care who you name. You can put Andy Dalton might be coming in. He might be taking that Dak Prescott spot this year in fantasy. So be aware of that if you're a Dak Prescott guy, especially fantasy wise. So if he doesn't perform this year, they're gonna hit him with something. I guarantee that. I guarantee it. If he comes out and doesn't play well, and this team doesn't succeed with the offensive line and the weapons that they have, they're going to give Dak a kick in the ass.
Yeah.
Especially when he's asking for the money that he's asking.
It's hard to move him. I think if anything, I move him down to 4 maybe. But at 4 we have Russ Wilson, Danger Russ. I think that's a perfect spot for him. If not, I'd flop him maybe 3 and 4. Maybe put Russ at 3. But I mean, every year, it's just he is the he sets the bar. Mr. Consistent.
He really is.
I mean, he can move on his feet still. He's a mobile quarterback. I would argue he's in his late prime right now. And he just consistently, whatever offensive weapons you give him, he's gonna make it work. And I think he's a really, really safe bet.
And let me tell you what, that's one guy who I've had on my at least like one of my teams the past few years, and that is a guy who has like 120 yards, like maybe like a touchdown, and like nothing going for him in the fourth quarter. And then you go back like 5 minutes later because Seattle
plus 12.
He's at like 25 to like 35 points, and you're like, how did he get 200 yards in a quarter with 2 touchdowns, and then he comes out of nowhere? I don't know why. Obviously
impressive.
He has a clutch factor, definitely. He's one of those guys, but he surprises me every single time, and every single year I always take him just because he's consistently, he'll get you 20 to 30 points every game no matter what, and then he could have the game where he goes for 40.
I like it. 5? What do we got? I don't even see it on there.
Deshaun.
I think Deshaun, perfect spot for him. I mean, we can see what he can do with his feet, and anybody who can, has that multi-level game of running and throwing, multi-dimensional is a better word. I think you just have to look at them as a top 10 fantasy quarterback.
Yeah, I don't disagree that he's a top 10. I don't know if I see him as high as 5.
Okay.
Just personally, because you get rid of Hopkins and an element is lost to your offense immediately, right? And they've been struggling with the run game for a lot of time, and now you're asking Deshaun to pull a lot of this load, and it's a matter of, he could probably be able to do it, but who is going to help him? He can't do it on his own, and he needs some sort of help, and I think they need to get at least someone besides Will Fuller who is
didn't they get Brandon Cooks?
They did.
Kevin, they got Brandon Cooks?
I don't know if he's the answer.
Right. No, he's not. He's not D-Hop.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying you need another DeAndre Hopkins. You need a solid.
Brandon Cooks is on the team.
Right, but you need another solid like that. He was.
I feel like he's just a speed
They were talking
threat.
about a 3-headed monster in LA last year.
Yeah.
Where was that team?
Right.
The year before they were better.
Yeah. I agree.
You know what I mean? It's a matter. I guess change of scenery can help people. Obviously, Goff wasn't as good last year. Deshaun Watson's a better quarterback, obviously. But in hindsight, I just don't know how well he's going to perform fantasy-wise this year because it's going to have to be mainly a running stat. I mean, I don't see him getting a ton. I mean, he's going to have a lot of deep ball threats with Will Fuller, but he's probably going to throw a lot more picks this year, I think, because he's going to have to take those chances or he's going to have to run the football because he doesn't have that slot guy.
All right, so say you move him down. I think, 6 is Kyler Murray. I think he's definitely a breakout candidate this year.
For sure.
I'm pretty high on him. Mm-hmm. We'll just kind of breeze through these, no pun intended whatsoever.
I didn't even notice.
I didn't even notice it either. But we'll just run through the last couple here. Kyler, I really like him this year. I think he's set for a big year. Kingsbury's a great quarterback coach. I preached him on the show back, I'm sure, towards the beginning. Drew Brees, Mr. Consistent. The weapons that he has on, between running backs and wide receivers and tight ends, always strong. Carson Wentz. I was a little.
He's not in my top 10.
I was a little surprised about this, but I guess
he's not in my top 10. Jameis Winston will have more fantasy points than him this year.
Jameis Winston's a freaking saint, dude.
I know he is.
You're telling me that Jameis Winston's gonna have more fantasy points than Carson Wentz?
Yeah. Or no, I'm sorry, Teddy Bridgewater.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, I was thinking the wrong one.
All right, yeah.
I genuinely don't think. I just don't see Carson Wentz as a good quarterback. He hasn't shown me anything yet. And
I think he's got great form.
That's fantastic.
He's got great form.
You can have great form and still throw picks.
I think he's got great form.
if you don't have any receivers to throw to, especially. I mean, he just hasn't shown me anything since he's been in the league. I don't know.
All right, 9 and 10. I'm sold on it. I think that's we have 9 Josh Allen and 10 Matt Ryan. I like it. I think those are perfect quarterbacks to round out the top 10. I think Josh Allen's clean on his feet, strong on his feet, and then you have Matt Ryan who loves to throw the football a lot, and that's just what Matt Ryan does. Any disputes from the one and only? No. Maybe.
I don't know. I see a lot of people talking about how Josh Allen could be a possible bust this year, and I don't know if Stephon Diggs is the right fit for that team. I don't see the Bills being as good as people think this year. I think this is a test year for me. If Josh Allen comes through and proves my ass wrong, I'll be on the Bills bandwagon. You see me week 8. Talk to me week 8. See how they play against Patriots. See how they play against Cam. Talk to me then. For right now, I am not. I don't know.
No,
I don't take Josh Allen throwing the football over Matt Ryan to Julio Jones personally. And Austin Hooper.
Just a quick, and then we'll start moving through these. No Tom Brady, no Aaron Rodgers. Interesting.
Aaron Rodgers was a 16-point guy for me last year. Let me tell you what. That man, rarely had a game above 20 for me. And I just...
No, Aaron Rodgers. I mean, it's just crazy how the times are changing.
He doesn't have anyone. He has Devontae Adams and...
I don't know.
Am I missing anyone?
I just think it's crazy that they're not in there.
No,
I mean,
yeah.
it's just times are changing.
Yeah, I mean, you look at Tom Brady and you think he's probably going to still have a good year, but compared to these guys, I mean, the only one I would think, like I said, I would take Wentz out and put either of those two on.
Okay,
For sure.
fair enough. Let's move. Running backs. These are pretty.
I think top 5
is just perfect. I think they did a good
top
job.
5 is like set in stone.
All right. Well, so we got McCaffrey,
Yep.
who has to be number 1. I think in all just draft boards, just because of the season he had last year.
Health-wise, I mean, everything in general. He's.
Yep.
I think he's up there, if not the best running back.
Two Saquads. I mean, if he's healthy, I think he's right up there.
Yep.
In the
Just
best
a matter
running back.
of if, but yeah.
Conversation. 3 Zeke. Right up there with those guys.
Yep.
You know,
He's
we'll
gonna
see
get
what
his
he can
touches.
do. He's going to get his runs. The only thing maybe is I move him down a little bit in PPR because he isn't much of a pass catcher, but I don't know what Mike McCarthy's going to do with that team, so maybe something changes.
Think about this. I mean, they didn't have training camp last year.
Yeah.
That's scary. And he wasn't the Zeke that we all wanted him to be because he was what he was the year before. But you go through a whole. I mean, he started to get a little bit better towards the end of the year. Not a lot, but we saw improvements, and I think that's going to help him a lot this year.
Fair. What do we got at 4? We have Alvin Kamara.
To do it all back. I mean,
To do it all. I mean, he did have a little bit of a down year last year, but I mean that Saints offense you can never count.
He was injured too, I believe.
Yes.
So
I'm fine with him at 4.
yeah.
Dalvin Cook at 5. I think he's just this low, primarily based off of his injuries. Just like, can he stay healthy? You don't want to draft somebody too high because you know what they're capable of, and we saw last year what he was capable of. Phenomenal.
I honestly think I take Derrick Henry over Dalvin Cook.
And Derrick Henry's what, 6?
Yeah. So I think that's out of the top 6. I think I swapped those two.
Fair. Go.
Eckler.
I like it. I like it a lot. I
Yeah?
love it. Dude, he's a PPR running back.
I know he is. I know that. And I had him last year, and he was great sometimes. It's just a matter of consistency for me is a big part of it. Because when you get to the later points, right, and you have a guy who you're banking on to have a 30-point week, and they drop a 6 spot. Like, if he doesn't get his, you know what I mean?
But there's no Melvin Gordon anymore. That's the thing. So that's what changes a lot.
Right, but he was. So if they have that one, did they end up getting anyone besides him?
I don't think so.
So okay, then I'm fine with that then.
What do we get? Josh Jacobs. I think he's
I
fired.
love him.
I
think as a 2-back, I love it. Like, if you can get him as a second guy on your team, I think he could even be a 1-back for a lot of teams as well. If you're lower tier in the first round.
Kev was saying too, Tyrod's the quarterback right now for the Chargers, so that could be a good thing for Eckler, or it could be a really bad thing too.
Here's the thing: is how effective will he be in the passing game?
Right, but that means how
That's
many dump offs to Eckler are you going to get now?
Yeah,
you know where Tyrod can't make the pass.
If these this is also you have to remember. If teams become one-dimensional, they're going to figure it out. You might have the first couple of weeks, but if you're getting to week 15 and 16 down the road, I'm sure that these teams are going to be able to figure these guys out.
Right.
If Tyrod Taylor doesn't show that he can effectively throw the football down the field, then people are going to play a tighter defense on this team and make them run the football and try and deep threat them, which they aren't going to be great at.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
All right. Miles Sanders, 9. I like it. I think that Miles Sanders showed up last year. He really did.
Yeah.
He played really good.
He was another kind of like
low key. Very low key, but
just because the Eagles had like 5 running backs that they just kept swapping in.
He was a league winner though. He was a league winner. Yeah. I would say. That's impressive. I'll put Marlon Mack in my 10.
Hey, okay.
I'm doing it. All right, we'll move on to receivers here. We got number 1 is undisputed, Mike Thomas.
Yep.
I think this is a well put together list too. 2, Devontae Adams. I think that's a solid spot for him. Aaron Rodgers just feeds him the football, and Devontae's going to get his touches no matter what. 3, Ray, if you have to dispute anything, just hop in. 3, Julio. I think that's a good spot for him, especially with the volume that Matt Ryan gives him. 4, Tyreek Hill. Sometimes he has those down weeks where teams focus in and hone in just on him. So I can see what that's. There could be a debate here between Julio and Tyreek, but
I think even Hopkins and Julio. To be completely honest with you,
Hopkins coming in at number 5.
Yeah, exactly, and I think that the Cardinals. I don't know if I want to say this. The Cardinals' offense will be more consistent than the Atlanta Falcons' offense, in my personal opinion.
I'm not opposed to that.
I think Kyler's going to have a better year. I think he's learned a lot from last year, and he got better as the year went on. And I don't think Matt Ryan's on an uptrend anymore. He hasn't been for plenty of years. I don't remember the last time I called him Matty Ice.
Matty Ice, 2015 MVP, 2016 MVP. I don't know.
Since then, it's been a
2017 MVP.
Since then, it hasn't been great. So
fair.
I think that is something I could even put Tyreek Hill above Julio.
All right.
PPR.
Nah, I like that. Number 6, Kenny Galladay.
Love this man.
Love him.
Love Kenny Galladay.
Very, very underrated receiver.
Just a matter of if Matt Stafford can show up every single game, which
Agreed.
is a huge question mark.
Godwin, I think he's in the perfect spot. I think he had a great year last year, and he's been on an uptick. What do we got? Number 8, DJ Moore. Very big sleeper. But he's like the only receiver out there. So I really like this pick. Coming in at number 9, Mike Evans. I don't know about this. I don't know if you're gonna have 2 top 10 fantasy receivers, Tom Brady. But
this is what I was gonna say to this when you say Chris Godwin. It's gonna be a matter of who he likes more. It's gonna be a matter of who Tom Brady has more success with.
I think he likes Godwin
consistently.
more. I think he likes Godwin more.
I think it's yet to be seen. I think
they're both going to be okay. I don't know if there's 2 top 10 receivers, though. I think there's one.
They just got LaShawn McCoy. How much are they going to throw? I don't think they don't throw as much as they did with Jameis last year.
No.
No shot. No shot in my mind that they do that. So I think those 2 are dangerous picks because I think you're going to have I think it's going to be either both guys have like 12-point weeks or one guy has a 30-point week, one guy has a 10-point week. I think
that's what I think too.
You know what I mean? So it's going to be hard to really get one of those guys consistently in your lineup, and you definitely don't want to have both of them on your team.
I like it. Number 10, Allen Robinson. No. I don't think that there's really any. No. I don't. But who do you put in? Like I don't. But.
I mean, I stutter all the time, so you don't have to make fun.
T.Y. I don't know about all that, Kev.
Stop.
I agree with some stuff that Kevin says, but
if T.Y.
now he's just throwing every coach.
T.Y. can stay healthy, he'll be my flex this year. I'll give you that.
No, right? I think I'll
give you that. T.Y. I love T.Y. Hilton.
There's still some disrespect out there. So like OBJ. I'm not saying OBJ is going to be number 1 in wide receivers or something, but like to keep Odell out of the top 10, bro. He can do it.
This isn't bias. I promise you.
Here it comes. Cortland Sutton.
Jerry Jeudy.
Get out of here, Ray. We're moving on.
Jerry Jeudy will be a breakout player this year.
Okay, you could be a breakout player but not be top 10.
Yep.
I'm all for it. I think he's going to be good. I think Drew Lock's going to be good too, but I don't know if I give Jerry Jeudy the 10 spot.
You really think that Odell's going to be you think Odell's going to have a good year?
I think Odell could be a top 10 fantasy receiver based on pure volume.
With Baker Mayfield as his quarterback?
Well, he is the quarterback of the Browns, right? So, yeah.
Well, I don't know. That's why I'm asking you, because I don't see how... You think Baker's going to have a bounce back year?
Yeah. I do.
Okay.
All right, here we go. Enough over there. That's true. Tight ends. I got nothing to dispute up until... Really, this is a solid list. This might be the most...
Hunter Henry at 7, I don't agree with. No.
All right.
I think he's a one and done.
What team's Hunter Henry on now?
Chargers.
Is he on the Chargers still, Kev?
I don't think.
Okay.
I think he's a one and done guy. I don't see him being a consistent.
As far as like
going forward, fantasy wise, I don't think he's gonna be like he's gonna fall off the face of the earth. But I don't think he's a top 10 tight end.
I think he's a safety. That's who quarterbacks who aren't comfortable throw to is their tight ends.
That's probably my. I swap him out. This sounds so biased.
Right,
sounds so biased, but no offense. I'm not kidding you. I really think no offense gonna have a breakout year. As a younger player than Hunter Henry does, as a guy who's been kicked around, I think he had a breakout year. I don't think it's his time to shine anymore. And I think Austin Hooper had an insane year.
Hooper's on the Patriots, no? Who's he on? He's on the Rams?
Yeah.
Austin Hooper's on the Rams?
Yeah.
Where have I been, dude? Who am I thinking of? Austin Hooper was on the Falcons, and he went to the Rams.
Yeah.
Okay.
Browns.
What?
Browns.
I knew that's who it was. I knew that. All right. Mark Andrews. I think that. All right. Let's go through the list first, and then
We're kind of all over the place.
yeah, we're just on. Yeah, tight ends.
Kelsey and Kittle. Kelsey, Kittle, Ertz, Waller. 4. Solid. Bet.
Mark Andrews 5. Yes. Mm-hmm. Evan Ingram. Great. Great fantasy or tight end.
I think yes, if he stays healthy. There's so many people, and the NFL is just one of those.
Danny Dimes likes him though.
And did you see Danny Dimes' quads?
Danny Dimes looking jacked.
He's looking a little big.
Danny Dimes looking jacked.
He's been on that Saquon workout, bro.
Yeah, bro. They've been chilling. Danny Dimes looking good, bro. Hunter Henry, okay, so you pop him out.
Gronk.
And Jared Cook, Gronk at 9, I think is good.
There's just not many tight ends in the league.
No.
I mean,
well, there's actually there's actually a lot of tight ends in the league.
Not many good tight ends in the league.
That's one
fantasy
relevant.
It's hard to come by, and if you wait too long, you're gonna end up with the Antonio Gates, who's a free agent.
Yep. All right, that was good. Defense, last category. I didn't even do kickers. We know how kickers roll. No, sorry, Ray.
Steven Janikowski still in the league? Sebastian Janikowski?
Sebastian? Dude, he's a thick boy.
Adam Vinatieri still alive, Kev?
Adam Vinatieri couldn't make a kick last year, bro. He got in his head. All right, defense. Number 1, undisputed Patriots after last year's showing, bro.
Yep.
I mean, no disputing that. 2 Ravens. That's solid. 3 49ers. 4 the Bills. I think they have a really, really good defense. The Rams at 5. That's a little iffy to me.
Yeah, I think the
McDonald's, and they have Ramsey. They have a solid. Yeah. Steelers at 6. I've preached the Steelers defense. I think they're really good and young and strong, and they have a dude with Watt. So, I'm never gonna turn down a guy that has the last name Watt. 7 Saints. Saints definitely have a stellar defense. 8 Eagles. I don't know about that.
I honestly think I put the Chiefs, or even maybe the.
I would put the Chiefs.
Or the Cardinals.
I'd put the Chiefs at 8.
Or Cardinals.
Nah, I'd put the Chiefs at 8.
I'd put the Chiefs for sure at 8, but I think I'm talking about just the Eagles versus the Eagles defense in general.
Oh yeah.
I think the Cardinals over the Eagles as well.
But I'll put so I'm gonna switch that out. I go 7 Saints.
Yeah, go ahead.
I go 8 Chiefs.
Yep.
9 Bears, 10 Packers.
Okay.
But I'm actually booting the Eagles out of the top 10.
Was it last year or the year before that the Chiefs would I think it was 2 years ago, that every game they had 30 points because they scored a touchdown from the defensive side.
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
Just like a turnover.
It was the first 4 or 5 games of the year. They had 150 points or something stupid like that from a defense perspective, which never happens. And they were just playing out of their mind defensively and scoring touchdowns left and right. I don't know if you remember that, but I think I faced them the first I
do remember them being hot at one point.
I can't.
They were
I can't
the
remember
Chiefs defense a year or 2 ago.
I think I'm pretty sure it was 2 years ago.
Okay,
but either way, I think it's just about.
I think they're really.
It could be you know what I mean. It could be the Jaguars this year. You don't know. Defenses. You literally can sub in and out if you don't have a top tier defense.
I think just because I think if there's any team that wins the Super Bowl, their defense has to go in the top 10 though.
For sure.
You have to. That run that they went, I know. The Chiefs can't stop the run. I get that, but they still won a Super Bowl, and they went. That defense is what carried them into the playoffs like that. You know what I mean? They stepped up, dude. They really stepped up.
They were down 28-3. What happened after halftime? I didn't see much happen on the offensive side of the ball for the Texans. So
yeah.
I mean, when they need to step up and they get something handed to them, they're there.
Yeah, I agree.
Sure,
I just feel like you can't.
They prove that.
You can't have a Super Bowl contender.
Bro,
you can't have a Super Bowl champion and not have their defense in the top 10.
The Denver Broncos won a Super Bowl with Peyton Manning, who had a left arm as a quarterback. I mean, think about that. That's how elite our defense was.
Yeah.
I mean, from top to bottom, every player on that, Peyton had to make 8 passes and we won.
Yeah.
That was it.
Fair. All right, that was interesting. I hope people actually paid attention to that part.
Yeah, tells me. I think we're gonna wait. Till,
I think you're ready now. I think you're prepared.
Oh, I'm ready. Yeah, probably more than past years. I mean, I think we're gonna wait till as close to the season as possible. Obviously, with all the stuff and being able to bet and like put all of our money and pull our money together, so that way we don't screw ourselves or.
Yeah, you want to hop over here? Cool. You know what time it is?
It's that time of year.
Sing it, baby. Sing it, baby.
It's that time again.
It's time for
God, I'm good.
I'm gonna call it my favorite segment now. I'm gonna call it my favorite segment. What the Duck has moved down to number 2.
Wow.
What the Duck has moved down to number 2.
On the list of 2. He said.
On the list of 2. On the list of 2. What the Duck is now number 2. Kevin.
Top to bottom in a week.
It's time for LOC. We got Ray. You want to tell them what it is?
It's LOC.
Huh? All right, you can eat it.
Leave on.
You can eat a dick too. Please.
The L is leave on red. The O is one night stand. And the C is for
cuff.
You going cuffed out.
We going cuff. We getting married, baby.
We snuggling.
We snuggling.
We going to the lake.
Alright, Kev, start us off.
Alright, our first LOC is going to be, it is the beginning of the second round. You have these 3 available. You have D-Hop, Travis Kelce, or Dalvin Cook.
I like this.
Jeez. Throw me right the hell into it. You know what I mean?
And this is like fantasy version.
Get me right the hell in there. Don't beat around the bush.
I'll give you one more time, right? Just in case,
Jesus.
It's the beginning of the second round. You have these 3 available.
DeAndre Hopkins is so available.
Kelce, Dalvin. This is good.
Wow.
Wow is right.
I don't want to leave any of them on red.
But you gotta leave one on red.
PPR league. I'm gonna go. You want me to go bottom top?
Who you leaving on red, right?
Dalvin Cook.
Whoa! Alright.
Travis Kelce, one night stand. D-Hop, cuffing.
Okay. Interesting. Alright, it's the beginning of the second round. You have these 3 available.
I love Travis Kelce. Might be biased, but.
I like Travis Kelce too. I think he's good. Pretty good, right? Decent tight end.
Guy. Probably the best in the league.
Who am I leaving on red? I'm leaving Travis Kelce on red. Leave Travis on red. One night stand with D-Hop, and I'm actually cuffing up.
Really?
Cuffing up Dalvin Cook. Yeah, dude, you can't. Running backs are king. Kevin knows about running backs, bro. Kevin might actually love Travis Kelce. Kevin loves Travis Kelce.
I don't know. He gave us both looks for both of our. So
he's actually blushing.
I don't know what to go with him, but
if I had to predict Kevin's, it would be leave Hopkins on red, one night stand Dalvin Cook, and cuff up Kelce. Right? Yeah. Go ahead, bud.
That is very accurate. Alright. Which quarterback running back duo are you most confident in? Baker and Odell, Cousins and Thielen, or Stafford and Galladay?
Oh my god.
Oh mama.
Oh my god.
Oh, mama, who did these? Who made these? Who made these?
Can I leave all of them?
Who made these?
No, I'll go.
If you had, and this is one PPR scoring, and this is fantasy. So it's not who you.
See, that's where my mind's going
right.
to.
Don't let your mind go anywhere. Okay. Let it go straight to fantasy football. Who's going to accumulate the most points as a duo? Is it Baker and Odell, Cousins and Thielen, or Stafford and Galladay?
So I'm starting at the bottom. I'm leaving Cousins and Thielen on red.
Okay.
One night stand. Baker and Odell. Cuffing Stafford and Galladay. As much as I bashed Baker earlier, but I think Galladay's it, man. Out of those three, wide receiver wise, with their QB, I think the most potential is Matthew Stafford. He's a gunslinger, and that guy will get Kenny Galladay the ball no matter what, and that's why I'm taking him.
Which quarterback running back duo are you most confident in? Baker and Odell, Cousins and Thielen, or Stafford and Galladay? Okay. All right. I'm gonna leave Baker and Odell on red. I'm gonna one night stand.
What?
I'm gonna one night stand.
You were just praising them.
I'm gonna
You just said Baker was gonna have a comeback year.
And I think that these other two duos are gonna have better years. Yeah. I'm not going against myself. I'm not saying. All I'm saying is Baker and Odell are gonna.
So
they're not gonna be bad.
What kind of comeback year are they gonna have? Like a 6-point difference here? What's going on?
It's gonna
there?
be decent. All right. Over there,
Decent.
Mr. Maverick, friggin' Newport Beach. What are you doing? Marlboro, friggin' Beach.
Yeah, give me.
Looking at
What's singing in my head? Jesus, I had a heart attack.
Yeah. Cousins and Thielen one night stand. Stafford and Galladay is my cuff. I think Stafford is a great fantasy option all the time. I really do. I think Stafford could have went at the number 10 spot in our quarterback rank. You know what? We're gonna get to this after. I want to do a bust at each position after this real quick. All right, but I think Galladay is the best of that bunch. I don't know how Cousins and Thielen are gonna be without Diggs. I really don't. I don't know.
I don't either. And to have
And that's why we're yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
I don't see them being a success. I don't see Kirk. I think Kirk Cousins is a decent quarterback, right? But I don't think their offense is complete enough for them to be more.
I think they're going to be good. I
don't see them being better than either of those duos, in my personal opinion.
Fair. Kev, this is a good one. I like this one.
Who is your most likely to have a breakout year? Teddy Bridgewater, Sony Michel, or John Ross III?
I like this one. This is out of the box. This is thinking. There's thinking like that. I'm not even doing defense.
Nah.
Sleeper kicker? No. All right. Here we go. What are you talking about, Kev? Oh, okay. No, we gotta do what the duck. We'll go for that. We'll go for that next time. We'll start with that.
Do you want to just pick one player you think is going to be a breakout, one's going to be a bust, like in general? Like, who do you think is going to win the breakout player of the year this year? Do you have someone in mind who you think is going to just do better than everyone else?
You want me to be completely honest with you?
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
If you do, bro, please.
True lock.
Alright, so moving on to this, my second favorite segment here, What the Duck.
2 out of 2.
In his least favorite.
My second favorite and my least favorite, both at the same time, even though I do love it. It's just sitting at the number 2 spot. Second is the best anyway. Alright, right. I'll start. I got one that's been really
brewing?
Yeah, it's been
Stirring
brewing.
the pot?
It's been brewing. Well, let me talk about it.
Okay.
Alright, so this is Julia Rose. Alright.
Okay.
On Instagram. Kevin knows Julia Rose. Ray, you don't know Julia Rose?
I don't know.
Okay. Well, Julia Rose is like an Instagram model, and she like dates, what I don't even know his name. He's one of the twins or something, like TikTok guy, or
okay.
It's one of those kind of relationships or whatever. Point being is, my what the duck is, how does Instagram every post that she has, she actually has her body exposed. All right. Tits are out, bro. I mean, we're just right there.
That's not tits.
Dude, look at that picture, right?
You just laid cock on the table.
Right. Look at that picture and tell me how that's Instagram friendly. Dude,
she's got heart over the nipple. She's fine.
That's the smallest heart I've ever seen in my entire life. Point being is,
I'm surprised they let that happen.
I'm surprised they let that happen ttoo.
Like, Twitter doesn't care, but that
blows my mind, because kids go on this thing, man.
See, here's the thing. I don't know if you ever knew this, but Twitter says you have to be you should be 18 or older to go.
Right.
on.
Instagram doesn't.
Yeah.
I don't think Instagram does. But it's just I don't know why. I don't know how she doesn't get in trouble for this. I really don't. I got a couple actually, right? But do you have any that you want to talk about yet? Or
yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah,
go ahead then, bud.
Yeah. If you have a couple, you want to.
I got one more, but I'll
okay.
save it. I'll save it. It's a short one. Just classic though.
Rob Manfred. Please do right in this whatever happens with this Oakland A's and Houston Astros. I swear, brother, you go back and look at that video of who was instigating who, and Ramon Laureano has every right to be pissed off in that situation, getting hit, and if this isn't a suspension, I mean, if you suspend Ramon Laureano more than you do any of the players on the Astros who absolutely attacked him when he was just going at an entire team, like, I don't know if you saw the Mir Garrett thing a while back, but, I mean, I just pray. And I don't think it's going to happen. And my what the duck is at Manfred, because this, I never talked about we really didn't talk about the Joe Kelly thing too crazy much, but I'm just pissed off at him in how he's been running the MLB, and how we've already gotten 2 teams with 10 plus COVID cases, and my sister's boyfriend yesterday told me that they could have probably done this at Universal in the because of how many parks that they have there that were MLB size, and I didn't even know that. I didn't even know that they had that many there.
Oh, yeah, they do.
But because I never really thought about it like that, like how the NBA is. And imagine that they had the NBA and the MLB in the same bubble.
Would have been a good time.
You know what I mean? If you're all getting tested, this is what he said to me yesterday. If you're all getting tested, you know how great that would have been? I mean, look where we are with the MLB right now. And as a fan of the MLB, it just pisses me off that we're in this spot. And everyone who I talk to is like, they're not going to finish. Not going to finish. Well, why don't we do something? Why don't we change something and start it by thinking about how much we're actually spending these guys? 8 games. It's nearly a sixth of the season. Are you kidding me? For what he did? For making a crying face at a guy? When Joe Kelly is a actual, like, you don't know where the ball's going to go. He doesn't know where the ball's going to go. It's not like he doesn't have a reputation of being a wild pitcher, right? I mean, you have to go into these things more in depth.
His Instagram video.
That was hilarious. And the picture, too, of him with, he put Altuve, Bregman, and Springer as his kids.
Yeah. That was good stuff.
That was great. But all I'm saying is, Manfred, please start to do a better job, man. I mean, we've been begging for this for months now. And we've seen how good the NBA has been doing it. The NHL has been doing an absolutely fantastic job, and you're the only idiot who's still on the screen who we're asking, what the fuck are you doing?
Oh, shit.
Please.
Oh, shit.
I want the MLB to be back. I want the MLB to be respected. Dead serious. That's my what the
Twitter, because I don't even really see it's here and there on Instagram, but why does the Twitter world, bro? Why do they have to always, as soon as J.R. Smith gets back on the team, bro? Like,
bro, the Caruso. You know the Caruso tweet?
No, I'm talking about this is an even better one. So, dude, it took no time whatsoever. Like J.R. back, like just like it took him 3 seconds.
That's J.R.
It's the J.R. If you can imagine it, it's the J.R. and he's like.
Just the eyes.
And then it's actually the Morris brothers who look identical. They look absolutely identical, and they're guarding each other. And the quote is, it says, "Hey LeBron, which one on our team?" Bro, so quick.
Did you see the one with Caruso?
I didn't, dude.
It was Caruso at the foul line, and like JR standing there with like a puzzled look on his face, and he goes, "Whose last name is Black Lives Matter?" Because he had it on the back of his jersey.
He is just so ridiculous, bro.
People just know.
Like, why did they just? What did JR ever do to anybody? I mean, he made a couple wrong decisions. He sipped a little Henny, but he never hurt anybody. You guys weren't gonna win the series anyway, Kev.
Dude, JR was pulling up.
Alright, bro. So if
JR is not on that team, you guys are down by 20 every game. They were
down by 20 even
LeBron
anyway.
LeBron needed help, bro. LeBron needed help, and he was. If you go back, I think I preached this on a previous podcast. If you go back and you look at some of the highlights of this dude, of what this man did, he would just pull up from logos and just hit. And it's like he's just naturally butter.
Like, but like, why did they roast him like that?
He is a walking bucket.
But what did he do to anybody to make them? Dude, the guys that
because it starts with the LeBron hands thing, and then it goes from there. That's all it is.
My last question is, how high was he on a scale of 1 to 10? To end this show, how high was J.R. Smith in this picture on a scale of 1 to 10?
He was zooted. Zooted.
He was smacked.
Zooted off the shits.
Wow. Poor JR, man.
Yeah.
Poor JR.
That's JR.
That is JR. That is What the Duck Media. Ray, any final comments here for episode 45? I don't know what it is.
Is that
something
episode
like
45?
that? Yeah, probably.
But we're gonna have the shirts out.
Some of the shirts are out.
Some of the shirts are out. I will do my best, obviously, with work to deliver them.
I'm gonna give you some
as much and as quickly as I possibly
They're
can.
good. They're nice shirts.
Thank you for everyone again. You have helped us a lot with our purchases, and we've been able to start building our brand a lot more. So we all appreciate it from everyone here, and yeah, I'm already looking forward to next week. I can't believe we're already done. It seemed like we've been talking for 10 minutes.
I'm kind of sad. It felt right today. Something felt right. Maybe it was the light. Maybe it was the Ray sitting behind the Yankees thing. Maybe it was Kevin wearing a jersey. I don't know what it was, but it was one of those things felt right. Maybe it was just all of them. Maybe it was just all of them.
It was everything combined.
All of them together just made this feel right.
Yeah.
You know, I felt really in the moment today.
Wow.
I did.
I
really did. I felt good today.
I just shed a tear, I think.
All right. You know what? I can't speak my mind. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening to another episode of Any Given Fun Day. We will be back again next Monday. And
take Drew to lock in the first round.
And take Drew Lock in the first round. All right.
Mac is the best running back.
Let the fun days roll, baby. See you next week.